It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday night primetime.
Now, from the Valley of the Sun, EA Sports welcomes you inside State Farm Stadium, just west of downtown Phoenix, Arizona. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, excited for this one. Partner, what are we looking at here as this game gets rolling?
You know, I think this game is quite interesting in the fact, Mike, that I feel like before every week's matchup, we sit up here and we talk about quarterbacks and the passing game. And obviously, that is the direction the NFL has been headed for the last couple years. But in this matchup here today specifically, I think both these offenses want to flip that on its head. They want to control the clock, time management, ball control. Don't be afraid to punt the ball away and play defense. It's a little bit of an old school philosophy, but you have to do whatever it takes to win each matchup, and I think both of those formulas of these two teams are very similar.
The veteran Brandon McManus ready to kick this one off. And off we go from Glendale. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019 to lead them.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
And that play gets nothing. So no gain on the game's first snap.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense. And boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
They'll go again here to Connor. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down. Working out of the gun, Murray. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
So on fourth down, it's Blake Gillikin to punt for Arizona. Keyshawn Nixon, the return man. A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
Sometimes we can make NFL football so complicated, Mike. There's different schemes, the personnel, different approaches to how to play the game. But when it all comes down to it, the best teams in the league, they simply just find a way to win. It might look different week in and week out. It might take 40 passes or it might take 40 runs. It could be a shootout or a slugfest. It doesn't matter. They are comfortable operating in all situations, and man, all you got to do, like Al Davis said, just win, baby. Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the gun, it's Love. The catch is made. This is Tucker Kraft.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Dobbs headed in motion. Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
Great job by the defense here, quickly realizing that this was going to be a draw. They're not caught off guard thinking that they're defending the pass. They're able to not only get in there for a stop, but they're able to take him down in the backfield for a loss.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
He'll try and get there on the ground. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
And that's a pretty good effort here on 3rd and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short in the first down.
On 4th down, the Packers turn it over to Daniel Whelan to punt. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Murray will throw. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Connor. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Murray. And he can't hang on. It is incomplete. A chance there, a big chance for a huge play, but he couldn't reel it in.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Packers offense ready to take over for their second possession. They were forced to punt first time they had it, but they'll try again in this scoreless game. It's 1st and 10. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The man in motion is Watson. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Justin Jones finishes that one off. Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs. Third down, 3 to go. out of the shotgun. It's Love. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's Jacobs. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On play action, Love. That's to Reed. He's got it. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. They get 21 on that one. First down, Packers.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. In motion, Reed. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Now Love. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Dontavian Wicks. Touchdown, Green Bay.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Brandon McManus now to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Packers will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. To return is Greg Dortch. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Past midfield. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Connor. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll go right back to Connor. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. On play action, Murray. He'll air it out deep for Wilson. Here's Blake Gillikin now, as he is on to punt for Arizona. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Packers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Love. Toward the middle. That one caught by Watson. A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Love to throw. Right back to Watson. Another grab. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Love to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Here's Love. He's got his big tight end. Tucker Kraft. Touchdown, Packers. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
McManus on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Packers will extend their 1st quarter lead. It's now 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes DJ Dallas on the return, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. It's the Packers on top. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Here's 2nd and 2. A give, running right. It's Connor. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Connor. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Holding offense. Still 3rd down.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. He finds his man. It's Dortch. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now Murray on 1st down. That one underneath here to Connor. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Murray now on 2nd down. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Murray's going to throw again. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On 3rd down, Murray. Throw across his body is complete. It's a gain of 10 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, And that last pickup leads to a first down.
Murray gonna fire this one out to Harrison. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's a give up the middle, Connor. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Murray. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. Marvin Harrison Jr., the intended target. And that'll set up 4th down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Prater's kick is good. And the Cardinals get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Love out quickly to Dobbs. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need...
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Pretty obvious this defense needed that play. The entire game from the jump, Mike, it just seems like the quarterback has been way too comfortable playing from the pocket. He's got himself 2 passing touchdowns here already. They got to continue to make him feel this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs.
So often, sacks, especially on 1st down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, don't be surprised if they go forward on 4th.
Here's 3rd and 2. Here's Love. That one on target to Davis. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. This one is caught by Luke Musgrave. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
First and 10. The man in motion is Watson. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
So they move inside the 20, first and 10 at the 18. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face first and goal. The man in motion is Watson. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. Down to the 4, it'll be second and goal. On second down, Love. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up third and goal.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He puts it up, and it's caught. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Green Bay. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
The kick is good. Makes the score Packers 21, Cardinals 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. DJ Dallas now to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Cards offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Now Connor. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27. Second down and 8. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be out of bounds, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. second down. Murray. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there, and that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Here's the punter now. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Packers offense and Romeo Doubs heading out for their next possession. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw is Love. He's got a man. It's Doubs. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
A 2nd down throw for Love. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. That's a timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their 2nd. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Love. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job with the protection up front. Just nobody could get open downfield. So it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
So we have reached halftime here, and the visitors from Green Bay out on top as we send you to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Here's 1st and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
That's complete to Watson. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
A run up the middle with Jacobs. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line. Here comes 3rd and 6. It's the tight end Kraft in motion.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
On comes the Packers punting team. The Cardinals offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. Now he takes off. A gain there of 27 yards.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
There he goes again. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Over the middle, it's Harrison. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Working out of the gun, Murray. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
So the receiver does everything right, except for the most important part. He runs a nice route, great separation downfield, but now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Murray on third down. And that is incomplete.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over them.
And this is no good. Could not get it on target. And this will remain a 3-score game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Love. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Now see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
Love to throw it on first down. Over the middle, he fits it into Dobbs. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target, and it'll be third down.
And on a game where it seems like this quarterback hasn't really done much wrong, that's really his most critical missed throw so far. He's had himself a really good game up until this point, but I think that's one when he goes back and watches the tape, he knows he should have had it.
A gain there of 11. Good for a Green Bay first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
They'll run the toss to Jacobs. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line.
A tight end in motion now. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Throwing is Love. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the...
Over the top, he's got it. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Dortch now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense about ready to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. On the give, this is Connor. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Way Walker, the linebacker, on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Murray. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball. Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On play action, Love. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's going to be out of bounds and just beyond the line of scrimmage. That's all they needed to pick up the 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Packers.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the 1st down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, it's Love. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Jacobs. And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on the play. And the Packer 1st down.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the gun, here comes Jacobs. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a 1st down.
25-yard line. It's a gain of 6. First down, Packers.
The man in motion is Watson. Now, Jacobs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Trying to connect with Romeo Doubs that time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. McManus and the field goal unit come on. This one will be from 37 yards out. McManus's kick is good. And the Packers will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Dallas. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if we get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. To throw is Murray. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Murray now on 2nd down. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. It's good for a Cardinals 1st down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Off he goes. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Murray. He'll get that complete to Harrison. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Back to throw is Murray. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, Murray. He'll try to work the screen with Connor. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping him short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
1st down and more inside the 15. Give them 19 yards as they get the 4th down conversion.
It's been a really nice drive they've been able to put together, Mike, and I think the key word is balance. Not having to rely too heavily on either the run or the pass. Continue to mix it up, going back and forth. Keep the defense off balance. A lot of success.
Not much there, maybe a yard. Now a 2nd down throw for Murray. Now he'll run, and they'll get into the end zone for the first time tonight. Kyler Murray, touchdown, Arizona. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least it'll pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. He's got it. And the Cardinals are able to edge a bit closer. Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick. He's to midfield.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Running is Jacobs. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs, running left. And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on time.
Still second down.
They'll run with Jacobs. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Third down and 9. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball game.
Now it's McManus for the point after. His kick is good. And the Packers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, it's Dallas. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Here's Murray. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Eric Stokes, the man there defensively to break that one up.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. So, it's a win here for the visiting Packers. They proved much the best in this one. To get a solid performance in all three phases of the game and ride that to victory. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Good night from Glendale.